Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Bud with Mental Game Mechanics, and I am excited today to talk to you about how we can make some small mindset shifts to help you be more productive and get more done, and just help you be and do and achieve more in your everyday life. And so, today's episode, I want to talk to you about how productivity is magnified by accountability. I'm right now actually in a hotel room in Nashville. I'm at the Opryland Convention Center here for a marketing conference here, and so I'm obviously not home, and I did not drive here, so therefore I took an airplane. The funny thing for me about airplanes, and you might be the same way, is it somehow seems that whenever you have an airline ticket, you're flying somewhere, and I've done a bit of travel in my life. It seems that every time I have an airline that I have to be to, number one, you can't be late. Number two, you have to, in fact, be quite a bit early. I'm somebody who struggles with being late everywhere I go all the time. It's just I have to fight to be on time usually, and so somehow it seems that every time I have a plane ticket booked, the day that I have to leave, I have 100 things that I have to get done. I could be leaving at 6 in the morning, and there's still, oh crap, I got to do this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing, and all these things start coming up before I even get a chance to, enjoy the day, or just focus on just getting to the airport on time, right? Somehow all of these things come up, and so in terms of flying out to the airport here, I had the same thing, right? I thought, I need to go get my haircut, so I went and got a haircut. I had a thing at the office I had to take care of. I had all these other things that I was trying to get done, a few errands to run to the store, pharmacy, right? I had all these things that just popped up that I could have done a week or two before, right? A haircut, a pharmacy run, right? Like all of those things could have been done not the day that I was getting on a freaking airplane. And it gets overwhelming, right? There's a lot of times that I'm getting to the airport and I'm just like, I'm pulling up to the airport and I'm going, I'm finally here. Like, I made it. And even then, it's still like, I still had all this stuff to do. And so, you get close to time that leave, and all of a sudden, there's this deadline, this must be done at this time type of a concept. And all of a sudden you go, okay, I got to do it. And so you make this list of things to do, and you know that list must be done before you leave, because they probably can't be done while you're gone, or whatever, right? You stick hard to that deadline because you have a hard deadline. And for me, I typically am running out of time, and I'm getting frustrated and flustered about the whole process simply because I didn't get it done, or I got sidetracked, or whatever else. And it hit me as I was getting here that if I just gave myself stricter and more harsh or more realistic deadlines to things and stuck to them, just like getting on an airplane, just like committing to a very important meeting or something like that, right? You show up right on time, and you show up with everything prepared, and you have XYZ, that you've brought with you, or, you've done everything that needs to be done prior to that deadline. And for me, I'm the type of person that struggles with, there's time, I can do it tomorrow, and so I'll push the project off to the next day, rather than saying, no, the deadline's today, it needs to be freaking done. And so that to me, I think is something that, for myself, and maybe this video is more for me than it is for you, but I think it applies to a lot of us, that if we just took every day and said, what do I need to get done today, and gave it a strict deadline, or if we were intentional and focus planned our week, right, and said, here's all the things that I need to do, and here's the deadlines throughout the week, and we gave ourselves deadlines every single day, how much more do you think you would get done? I know for me, I think I would be a lot more productive. I try to have deadlines, but it's typically deadlines that are set by other people. my own personal projects that I kind of pick on what I want to do, I want to do XYZ. Okay, let's do that. But I don't put a deadline to it. I just say, yeah, I'm doing this. Rather, what I think I should need to be telling myself is, okay, what project do I want to do? Let's do this XYZ project. And this XYZ project must be done by this time on this day, right? And you get very, very specific with when it's done. Because like I said earlier, for me, it's very easy for me to say, hey, I'm going to do XYZ project. And I'm going to try and have it done by the end of the week. Very vague, very broad, not specific at all. And it's easy to just say, I can do it tomorrow. I'll have time, right? You negotiate with Jocko Willink is a famous Navy SEAL. He wrote the book called The Dichotomy of Leadership, as well as Extreme Ownership, and both powerful, incredible books. And he talks about negotiating with weakness. And to me, that's exactly what that is. When I say I have a deadline and I push it off till tomorrow, that is negotiating with weakness, because you didn't get disciplined enough with your day to get the job done. And so for me, like I said, I think this video might be more for me than it is for you, but I really want to share it just because the principle is so powerful. To just focus in, give yourself a deadline, and commit to that deadline. That core concept can get more done in a day than anything else, I think, that we can do. And when we give ourselves accountability with what we're doing, it helps, right? It helps ensure that the projects move forward. Now, what I've kind of given as far as an example here is accountability just to yourself within your own projects, right? So saying, hey, I'm going to work on an XYZ project that's due on this time at this date. And you kind of just say, that's just between you and your deadlines, right? Or you and your calendar or whatever. Rather than, what I think would be the next level of adding accountability and ensuring that, there's some type of deadline within the project, is make that deadline known to a third party, right? Bring in somebody who can understand your circumstances, understand what you've got going on in your life. That's the power of a coach, really, is having somebody that can be there to say, hey, why didn't this get done? And what can we do to ensure that it does get done next time, right? That would be the next level. So if you're not giving yourself deadlines now, my advice right now would be to start putting deadlines on everything, and then following through on those deadlines. That's the immediate change that I'm making today. Is I'm going to say, here's my projects, and here's the deadlines within each of them. And then, for bigger projects, let's say, I'm going to work on finding somebody for that project, and they're going to be kind of my accountability person. My wife is an awesome person at follow through. Okay, whenever her and I take personality profile type stuff, we typically are opposite ends of the spectrum. I am very high level. I don't need details. Give me the bottom line. I'm quick to move from thing to thing to thing. I'm a little bit of I think I have ADHD of some kind, honestly. And she is very much the systematic, okay, here, we started this project, and we cannot move on from this project until we get XYZ done. We have to get all these things done before we can move on to the next thing. That's kind of her personality, right? And so her and I are very much opposites in that regard. So for us, it's good if I were to involve her, because it would bring us together, and as well balance out our strengths just a little bit, right? Because I move on to things and she sticks on things, so I need the follow through that she has, but she might need maybe the what to do next kind of a conversation, because she doesn't think forward that way, whereas I would. And I'm not saying one's good or bad or better than the other. I'm just saying, hey, find somebody that can complement your strengths and help you push the needle forward through accountability, through deadlines, through making sure that projects are getting done, through having those conversations and utilizing yours and other people's strengths to get more done. And so I think if we just take that project focus, those things that we are focusing on, and just shift into what's the deadline, when is it due, and how am I going to hold to it, that's going to help us be more productive. It's going to help us get more done and help us to push the needle forward on the projects and the things that we want to work on, the things that we want to get done. So, I'm, like I said, I'm here in Nashville. I'm having a great time at a conference here, and it's been very apparent to me as I've been thinking through some of the stuff that I'm working on, and thinking through a lot of these different things, that deadlines and having strict accountability to those deadlines is a very, very powerful concept that if you just apply, can change your life. And so I leave you with that, and hope you have a great day. If you are looking for an accountability partner, please let me know. I would love to work with you and help you accomplish your goals, help you work on whatever you've got working on, and please feel free to reach out at any time. So I leave you with that, and I hope you have an incredible day, and I will talk with you at another time. Thanks. Bye.